Son of that king, I, Satyavan, have lived contented, for not yet of thee aware, in my high peopled loneliness of spirit, and this huge vital murmur kin to me, nursed by the vastness, pupil of solitude. Great nature came to her recovered child. I reigned in a kingdom of a nobler kind than men can build upon dull matter's soil. I met the frankness of the primal earth. I enjoyed the intimacy of infant God.
Hmm.
In the great
Yeah,
tapestried
let's
chamber.
let's go through it again because um, it's a good reading, but now you have to pretend that I am Savitri
Okay,
and you are talking to me
okay,
about yourself.
okay.
And you're telling her that you are a son of that king.
Hmm.
So now you talk to me.
Son of that king, I, Satyavan, have lived, contented, for not yet of thee aware, in my high peopled loneliness of spirit, and this huge vital murmur kin to me, nursed by the vastness, pupil of solitude. Great nature came to her recovered child. I reigned in a kingdom of a nobler kind than men can build upon dull matter's soil. I met the frankness of the primal earth. I enjoyed the intimacy of infant God.
Now, I don't know if you are totally aware of it, but this time you brought a sweetness
Hmm.
into the reading. The
Hmm.
first time it was a good reading, but I
Hmm.
didn't feel any sweetness, any
Hmm.
intimacy being conveyed to Savitri.
Okay.
And this time you did it.
Okay.
So let's try to continue with that feeling.
Okay. In the great tapestried chambers of her state, free in her boundless palace, I have dwelt, indulged by the warm mother of us all, reared with my natural brothers in her
Reared,
house.
reared,
Reared.
reared
Okay, reared.
to be brought up,
Reared.
to be
Yeah, okay.
brought up by.
I lay in the wide bare embrace of heaven. The sunlight's radiant blessing clasped my brow.
Brow,
The
brow,
brow,
ow.
brow.
Like, ow, you hurt me, ow.
Ow. Okay, brow,
Yes.
brow,
This is the brow, huh? This
brow.
is the brow.
Huh. Okay. The
So,
moonbeams
okay.
silver ecstasy at night kissed my dim lids to sleep. Earth's moans were mine, lured by faint murmurings with the green-robed hours. I wandered, lost in woods, prone to the voice of winds and waters, partner of the sun's joy, a listener to the universal speech. My spirit, satisfied within me, knew God-like our birthright, luxuried our life, whose close belongings are the earth and skies.
Wow. So he tells us so much here about
Yeah.
his union with Mother Nature,
Yes.
his closeness to the earth. He, he's he's free in this. He calls it a boundless palace where he
Yeah. Yeah.
where he lives. He considers it a boundless palace in the woods and the
Yes.
forest,
Yeah.
and he's been indulged by the warm mother of us all.
Hmm.
Because in the forest one feels that warmth and that closeness of the divine, where it's more difficult to feel it in the cities.
Hmm.
Sri Aurobindo once said that it's easy to meditate in the Himalayas,
Hmm.
but not so easy to meditate in the city with all
Hmm.
its bustle of noise and everything. So
Hmm.
he is indulged by the warm mother, and he is reared with his natural brothers in her house. His natural brothers are the animals and the birds.
Yeah. Yeah.
The sunlight's radiant blessing clasped my brow, that's his head. The
Hmm.
moonbeams kissed his lids to sleep. And earth's mornings were his because the morning is so beautiful. And lured by faint murmurings with the green robed hours. Well, the robed hours are the green trees and bushes all around him.
Okay. Okay.
So they're dressed, these hours are dressed in green because he's in a forest.
Hmm. Forest. Okay. Understood. Yeah.
And he wandered. He was lost in woods, but lost not in that way.
Understood.
You understand what lost means.
Yeah. Yeah.
And prone to the voice of winds and waters, partner of the sun's joy, a listener to the universal speech. Then he has a colon because he changes and he says, my spirit, satisfied within me, knew that our birth is godlike. Godlike our birth, luxuried our life, whose close belongings are the earth and skies. And so, for those of us who feel a communion with the earth, a oneness with the earth and the skies, we can easily understand that line because
Hmm.
these are our close belongings.
Yeah.
Earth
I
and
was just going to say I really love this lines, especially these three, like because he said, "My spirit satisfied within me knew God like our birthright." So he's really giving it to us, saying that enjoy the luxury of the life that the nature is bringing to you.
yes, yes, it's godlike, isn't it?
So yeah, yeah, I just witnessed a beautiful sunset, and I'll send you the picture after the class. And I was just like, when he said that, it is the birthright, I was like, yeah, this is,
There it is.
and
There
it's okay for me to, yeah, yeah,
exactly. Wonderful. Good for you. Shall we carry on a little bit? Because this is not
yes,
difficult, huh?
yeah. Before fate led me into this emerald world, aroused by some foreshadowing touch within,
Around,
an early
around, row,
aroused,
aroused.
aroused, aroused. Okay, and also the next one, early prescience,
No, prescience.
prescience. Okay,
Prescience.
prescience, prescience.
Prescience is a knowing. Prescience is a knowing. A
Okay.
knowledge of a higher
Oh,
knowledge.
like conscience,
Yes,
prescience.
yes. Yes.
Okay. Aroused by some foreshadowing touch within, an early uh, prescience, an
Prescience.
early prescience in my mind approached, the great dumb animal consciousness of earth, now grown so close to me, who have left old pomps to live in this grandiose murmur, dim and vast.
Grandiose.
Grandiose, to live in this
Grandiose.
grandiose murmur, dim and vast.
So, what he's telling us here now is that there was a time that he lived somewhere else, because he says before fate, and he capitalizes the F,
Hmm.
before fate led him into this emerald world. Emerald again is a green, huh?
Yeah, green, yeah.
Green world. Aroused by some foreshadowing touch within, an early prescience in my mind approached the great dumb animal consciousness of Earth. This was before fate led him into this world. He already had a feeling about this Earth,
Hmm.
now grown so close to me, who have left old pomps. Well, when his father was king, before he went blind, obviously Satyavan lived in a very fine place, probably a palace.
Hmm.
Prob-
Yeah,
He probably lived in royalty.
yeah.
Uh, and this consciousness of earth, this dumb animal, dumb, quiet, silent animal consciousness of earth that has now grown so close to him, who left the old pomps because he had to care for his father, and his father was outcast when he
Hmm.
went blind, outcast from
Yeah.
the kingdom, to live in this grandiose murmur, dim and vast. And grandiose, on Sunday, you heard me give a complete definition of that. On
No, I was not present on Sunday.
on Sunday, Savitri.
Sunday, yeah, Sunday now I'm attending a group which conducts, I mean, she's a friend of mine from Oroville. She's doing expression of Savitri painting. So we have that for 2 hours on Sunday. That takes a lot of time. I was wanting to write this to you. So that's like a 12-week program. So next 12 Sundays I'm on that. So I thought I will join back to our group after that.
Okay. Anyway, grandiose here is the old definition of grand, means great and vast. It
Hmm.
doesn't mean someone trying to look special or anything.
Yeah,
Grand.
I will go to Vladimir's link that he publishes and I
Oh,
will hear you what you have spoken about.
good. So then he says, to live in this grandiose murmur, dim and vast. Again, the murmur of the earth, the
Mm-hmm.
voice of the silent earth.
Yeah.
Now you can continue a little more.
Already I met her in my spirit's dream, as if to a deeper country of the soul, transposing the vivid imagery of earth through an inner seeing, and a sense of wakening came.
Okay, two mistakes there. Transposing the vivid, not
Vivid. Okay.
vivid,
Vivid.
and through an inner sense, through an inner seeing and sense, awakening came. You had
I
an
reread it.
you had an extra word in there, yeah. Okay.
Already I met her in my spirit's dream, as if to a deeper country of the soul, transposing the vivid imagery of earth through an inner seeing and sense, awakening came.
Carry on. Divisions.
A vision spell pursued my boyhood's hours. All things the eye had caught in colored lines were seen in you through the interpreting mind, and in the shape it sought to seize the soul.
Ah, interpreting. Interpreting.
Interpreting mind.
No, interpreting.
Interpreting.
That's it. You got it.
Interpreting. Okay,
So
interpreting.
now he's speaking of his being going within and experiencing these things more than their material appearance.
Hmm.
So he says that in his spirit's dream, he met her. He met
Hmm.
her, the grandiose earth,
Hmm.
and transposing the vivid imagery of earth through an inner seeing. Now the inner seeing comes about, and
Hmm.
sense. There came awakening. And what was that awakening? It was a vision spell that pursued his boyhood's charm, ours. All things the eye had caught in colored lines were seen and new. And this is the secret here. He begins to see anew through the interpreting mind, and in the shape it sought to seize the soul. So now he's awakened so deeply within that in the shape of all these things of the woods, the forest, the animals, he wants to see the soul. He wants to understand their soul. It's
Hmm.
so beautiful. Huh? So we continue on a little bit more.
An early child God took my hand that held, moved, guided by the seeking of his touch, bright forms and hues which fled across his sight, limbed, how do I say that? Limbed?
Limbed is correct.
Limbed, okay. Limbed upon page and stone, they spoke to men. High beauties, visitants, my high beauties, visitants, my intimates were.
Okay.
The
So
neighboring,
what he says here, there's a couple of important things here. Um, First, he says that an early child God. We could, being an Indian, you could see him almost as Krishna.
hmm,
Took my hand.
hmm.
It held, moved, guided by the seeking of his touch. Right forms and
Oh, he's talking about Krishna. I
uh,
thought he was referring to how earlier he said that the great nature came to her recovered child. So, oh, he's having here actually he's having a reference to Krishna.
I'm only saying that. It,
Okay, okay,
it could be any child, but who else is a child God
understand.
except Krishna?
Yeah.
So this early child God takes his hand and he held and moved, and he was guided by the touch of this early child God. And all of these bright forms and hues which fled across his sight, limbed.
Hmm.
Limbed is like seen as a painting. Limbed is like a painting.
Okay.
So it was limbed upon page and stone.
Okay.
They spoke to men. So I think I've talked to you previously about AE, maybe not.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, you have.
okay. And so AE could see all of these beings, these fairies
Yeah.
and these elves and these gnomes who were taking care of the forest. One of them
Yeah.
one of them working on a fern, another one working on a flower to make it more beautiful.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
he's beginning to see all of this, and then he says, "My high beauty's visitants, my intimates were." So
Hmm.
these high beauty,
beings.
these beings were his,
Yeah.
they became his intimates. Very
Hmm.
beautiful, very beautiful. And I want to read a little bit more because it's just so beautiful. And
Yeah.
we'll carry on a little bit more.
The neighing pride of rapid life that roams, wind maned through our pastures, on my seeing mood, cast shapes of swiftness, trooping spotted deer, against my vesper sky
Against the
became
against the vest,
against the vesper sky,
ve,
cast of
vest.
cast cast shapes of swiftness, trooping spotted deer, against the vesper sky became a song of evening to the silence of my soul.
Now I'll read it for you.
Yeah, I was also like not getting it. Can you read from High Beauty's visitants? I feel that sentence more belongs to this set than the other set.
High beauty's visitants, my intimates were. The neighing pride of rapid life that roams wind-maned through our pastures, on my seeing mood, cast shapes of swiftness, trooping spotted deer, against the vesper sky, became a song of evening to the silence of my soul. So
Hmm.
this neighing pride, these visitants, the neighing pride of rapid life, he's comparing them to the movement of a horse.
Hmm.
And a pride, a neighing, a horse neighs.
Yeah.
The horse makes is a neighing sound. And a
Yeah.
pride of horses, or pride of life, pride of animals, whatever, that roam
Hmm.
wind maned. So he has the feeling of the mane of the horse.
Okay.
Pablo Neruda uses that the blue tassels of the maned horse in one of his
Hmm.
too. So you get the feeling of the uh, of life moving ahead like a horse with its
Hmm.
mane flowing.
Okay. Okay.
And then you see it flows through his pastures, and on his eyes they cast shapes of swiftness. Now, what cast shapes of swiftness but the trooping spotted deer?
Hmm.
That's the first thing he sees. Against the
Hmm.
vesper sky, vespers in Christianity are the evening hymns.
Okay.
So it's the evening sky against the vesper sky. And what happened when he saw them? They became a song of evening to the silence of my soul.
So okay. So
And
I attempt to read that again.
yes, please.
The neighing pride of rapid life that roams, wind maned through our pastures, on my seeing mood, cast shapes of swiftness, trooping spotted deer, against the vesper sky, became a song of evening to the silence of my soul.
And I think we should stop there because the next passage Amal has spoken a lot of, and I have to find it for you about,
Okay,
about the kingfisher. But
okay,
but it was wonderful today, really, and you read very well, very well.
thank you,
And
thank you.
you're catching the sense of it. That's important. You're catching
Okay,
the sense of this young man who previously was the son of a king
hmm,
and lived in pomps, celebration
yeah,
and beauty and palaces, now finds himself taking care of his father and mother in a forest
hmm,
because the father's been exiled from his palace, from his kingdom, because he's
hmm,
gone blind. And
yeah,
and we have to go to the beginning of the book again, and we
hmm,
go to that thing where Sri Aurobindo talks to us right here about Jumatsina. Jumatsina, Lord of the shining hosts, Father of Satyavan, is the divine mind, here fallen blind, losing its celestial kingdom of vision, and through that loss, its kingdom of glory.
Hmm.
So we understand a little bit more about his father now and
Hmm.
why he's in this forest, but,
Hmm.
but how he grows up in this forest and begins to, in the beginning, to unite with all this wonder of
Hmm.
flowers and trees and the moonlight and the sun. But then slowly, as we read it in the last, he begins to see as if to a deeper country of the soul, Sri Aurobindo says. He has an inner seeing and awakening and
Hmm.
begins to see all of this through an interpreting mind.
Hmm.
In all of those shapes, he aspires to see the soul of the thing. What is the soul of a tree? What is the soul of an animal?
Hmm.
So they all contain a soul. They all contain
Hmm.
divine presence.
Hmm.
But yet it's still a more basic state, a more infantile state, but it's there. It's definitely there.
Hmm.
And and so all of these things take on a very different vision to him. And the first
Hmm.
that we've really seen is this neighing pride of life that
Hmm.
tramples the earth. And he catches the spotted deer, and that marvelous spotted deer against the evening. That deer
Hmm.
becomes a song of evening,
So, yeah.
the silence of his soul.
Yeah.
Now we see Savitri in a different way altogether, and Satyavan.
Yeah.
Good session today.
Yeah. Narad, I want to show you the attempt we did on Sunday. So I was telling you this Sunday, this Savitri group. So what we are doing is we read some lines and we try and express through watercolors what is coming through. So this is what I did last week, this Sunday.
Okay,
I don't know if you can see it.
sometimes you have to put it on a little angle so I can see it better. Angle the picture a little more. Angle it to your left or right. No, to your left or right. Yes, yes. Okay, you did this. Very,
Yes.
very good, very good. I can't see a face. I can see the head, but I don't see the. Could you email it to me?
Yes, I will email it to you. And the lines I read were the boundless joy the blind world forces seek, her body of beauty mooned the seas of bliss.
Wonderful.
So basically that's what we are trying to do. We read the lines, we break into groups of three people. So three
Uh,
people read some lines, and we try to express whatever touched us and whatever is coming to us in that time frame.
Wonderful.
So
This is a good,
yeah, so this is
very good
I
work.
felt yes, I felt it to be a really good activity in addition to what we are doing because I'm able to express it also in some colors.
Yes, and
So
yeah,
yeah.
you have a capacity for art.
Well, this is my first attempt, so I don't
It's
know. We'll
okay.
see what emerges.
See how it emerges. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you for showing me, and do send it to me.
Yes, I will do that.
That's the
Thank you so much, Narad. And take care. I hope mother's there and she just, helps you move through all of this so easily.
she will.